I'm gonna give a little update here about the house down here at the lake. Um, some of you want to know what I'm doing about it. Well, tell you what I'm doing about it. I'm moving it. Yeah, I am moving it. It's something that's been long debated between Melinda and I for a couple of years. Was we were going to sell this place down here because we didn't want to rent it back out the last time when all this mayhem happened, or move it to the farm and put it right where that tiny home was at, because it's already septic there, there's already water there, there's already power there, there's already rock for a drive there, there's already a fenced in place for a yard there. It would just be replacing where the tiny home was with this mobile home. Now, you know, I get a lot of crazy comments sometimes, and I can kind of read people and how they were raised, their upbringing stuff, by the things they say. And some of them wrote, "It's a mobile home, it's not a real house, that's a mobile home." Well, I'm sad that your thinking is like that. Now, I know here in the US there's a stigma with mobile homes and the kind of people that live in them. But there's a lot of retired people. They'll retire, they'll sell a big old high dollar house, $300,000-$400,000 home, because they realize they're tired of it. They're tired of it. And you would be shocked how many will retire down and move in to a mobile home. They sure will. And find themselves happier. Yeah, find themselves that they have spent all those years wasting money on a big old nice place, and they find themselves very happy in a little cozy place. Now, if I was to label this as a tiny home, this isn't a real long trailer, this is actually a shorter one, I think a 55 footer. If I was to label this house as a tiny home, oh, it now has a new stigma now. It's now not a mobile home, it's a tiny home. I'm prestige. I'm prestige. I overpaid for a tiny little house on wheels or set up on blocks. But if it's a mobile home, oh, it's a mobile home. Yeah. People's minds. Then the next thing, think about this. I go to the Philippines. I live a lot of my life over in the Philippines. And there are just absolutely wonderful people there. Wonderful people. And there's some of them that their house is, that shed right there is a better home than what they're living in. Really good people. Really good people. If they got this, they would feel like they have won the lottery, like they have a mansion. And I'm not meaning that in an insulting way, but they'll live in very primitive structures. Dirt floor, bamboo walls, nipa roof. I like them, actually. And so if you'd be judgmental, like everybody's got to have a super nice home or you're just trash, that's pretty narrow thinking. That's pretty narrow. And it shows you're pretty jaded, or you're blind to the customs and the cultures around the world. Not everybody has it so good, not everybody has it so good. I tell you what, I know so many Filipinos, and there's just endless more where I go in the Philippines, that the tiniest structure they have and as small as the income they have, their place will be well kept, clean, organized, and pride in what tiny bit they have. Yeah. So it's not the house that gives the stigma here, it's the people. It's the people. And what people do here is not done in every country, and it darn sure ain't done over there in the Philippines. So yeah, I just disagree about that mentality. Now I am going to show a couple little things on this home. This house is actually a pretty good mobile home. This isn't masonite siding. That is that concrete hardy board that they even put on the expensive houses. And concrete hardy board trim. See, paint's in really nice condition. The underpinning here, I used R panel that I had from doing metal buildings, steel buildings. And you see, this stuff here ain't gonna get ate up with a weed eater, you know, and all beat up and everything. It's just not gonna happen. You see, I put it on here really good, caulked it in really nice. I did all this work myself. So you see that, really nice. Got gutters, downspouts. It's a pretty nice home. And it took on a little damage on the outside, just here and there. Something they hung on the wall here and poked holes. But you know, all that's repairable, super simple to repair. It's where coax went through for a cable for a TV. Then also I kind of shocked with people saying, you need to just knock it down, destroy it. Look at this house. It's a nice house. I don't want to knock it down and destroy it over some sheetrock damage inside. A few little things. That glass right there on those windows, if I change the whole window, it's not that expensive. But this replaceable glass, what? $10, $20 piece of glass there, $10, $20 piece of glass there. That's all that needs. The door right here, brand new door ready to put in. Just goes right in there. It's about 150 bucks. Yeah, that's all that is. Or I could change it out to a standard regular house door and get rid of that mobile home style door and be out, I don't know, maybe about 300 bucks. Cabinets in here, you know, I can go to a cabinet shop. I had this frame, you see here, I had the frame part. I can take this right here to a cabinet shop nearby and they will put a new panel in this and probably reuse this piece here. It's still good and that'll be just fine. They put a new panel in that and I can take them one of these drawers and they can make me a copy to match that drawer. Then all we gotta do, because the colors are gonna be wrong, paint the cabinets. People do it all the time, paint them. That problem's solved, you know. Flooring's still good, just needs to be clean. They did tear up some back there by a veteran. So what's the blunt of the damage? The blunt of the damage is all of this nonsense. Yeah, all this nonsense on the walls. Yeah, so well, let's see, if did they get into the kitchen? I think the kitchen dining area came out well. They got a place over here too, of course. They had to get it everywhere. But the thing is I can laminate these walls with a paneling. So this is a really thin sheetrock. It's not quite half, it's not really a quarter, it's probably like 3/8 rock or something. And you see these little strips right here? Peel these little strips off, pop that top piece of trim off right up there, all the way around in here, and laminate like a really nice modern paneling. You could do some custom things to the walls to really upgrade the look inside of here. I saw some stuff they're doing with that, like this weatherwood laminate that you put on there, but it's not like real wood. It's faux. It's not real wood. But you can offset one wall like that with something like that. It is just beautiful. It absolutely is. I saved some pictures. I don't know if I still have them or not, but you know, it's just it's got an up-to-date air conditioner. That unit's not very old. Of course, they broke the thermostat, but that's going to be fixed here real soon. The guy that, when we move the mobile home, he is going to recover the Freon and then charge the unit back and everything when it gets to the farm. So this flooring isn't very old, just a good mopping and cleaning. But main thing is drywall damage. Yeah, that is the main thing. The main thing. So I'll go in here and fix all this drywall damage by just laminating. I don't need to remove this, just laminate over it. Kind of like I'm doing down there in my house over that 5/8 sheetrock, and I'm putting you know, that wood exterior wood paneling down there in that, but that's for a certain style that I'm going for there. You'll see, I think it'll be beautiful, really durable. But like I say, I'll fix this thing up. So let's say fixing that piece of glass and that one backer in that bedroom, that's going to cost me probably about 50 bucks for both pieces of glass, the sealer and everything to put them in, even the gas to drive and go get it. The door here, I'm just going to round it up with my time and everything. Just say 200 bucks. So now we're at 250. Thermostat, maybe it's going to be about, for a good one, about $50. So now we're at $300. And then let's say I went in here and I spent, let's say I spent 800 to 1,000 in paneling and bought a couple doors here and all. Let's just say that I went inside and spent 1,800 or something inside, you know, 1,800. So what are we at now? We had 50, we had 250, we had 300. Let's just say that I spend, I'm gonna round this up. Let's just say I spent $2,500. $2,500. That is nothing in refurbishing on a home. In fact, let's go a little bit more and say I spent $3,000. Yeah, say I spent 3,000. Now, it's got a nice back porch on it. I built that brand new. I'll load that on my trailer. So now, I take it to the farm. I spent, the cost of me getting this house moved is $3,600. Now, that's because I'm having to buy a hitch. I'm not going to rent one. I want one left on it for tax reasons, and that's cost me 350 bucks. I'm doing the updated anchoring system on it. These just straight strap type systems out of date. There's a new type system that does like this little wishbone thing or something. I'm having the brand new up-to-date strapping system and all done on it, and that includes their permits and moving it there, setting up and recharging, you know, the air conditioner here, having the air conditioner right back going the same day. So let's say between the repairs now and moving it, let's just say that I got 7,000 out, $7,000 in the repairs and moving it to the farm. Well, at my farm, this is gonna rent easily for $1,000 a month. Easily. $1,000 a month, no problem. I mean, there's some of them now, the people next door that live in this mobile home right next door that help clean this house up for us. We just seen them at a store a few days ago. The lady they rent from, it has a whole bunch of trailers around everywhere, says she has now moved to rent anywhere between $1,200 and $1,500 a month on these mobile homes. I'm out in a community that's kind of sought after to live in, and I've got a good retiree couple there in our one home right now. Might get lucky, have another retiree couple. That's the nice thing. Like I say, people are looking to live and move out there. And so once I have this set up and do all the repairs and make it really nice again, I know in an instant that I'm gonna rent it there, and I'm gonna have a good renter there, you know. And it's gonna be right there where it can have an eye kept on it. Next thing about this house there is my taxes will be dirt cheap because it is a mobile home. And that's the reason I want to leave the tongue on it too. And so my taxes on the other house, like it there at the farm right now, they're like $400 a year or something, you know. This one's nearer than it, even if they hit me 700. Whoop-de freaking do. In the conclusion, it'll take anywhere from about 7 months to a year of rent to recover everything that I'm going to do to this house. And then from there, the years forward, it's a money earner, and it's right there at my farm, and it's all close and comfortable and where it can be managed. And don't have those problems, and you also seem to be able to get a way better class of people right there, a way better class. Down here, you know, you ever heard that saying, birds of a feather flock together? You ever heard that saying? And there's a lot of crazy birds here. Yeah, and they're all flocked together. All right, well, I got to get some numbers off this house here, get them turned into the mover. He's going to pull his permits, and Mel and I, we've got to hustle. There's the breaking news. Really looking forward to making this happen.